So now I'm going to produce the Automoblocks axle, again using the Revolve tool, kind of the same way I did the rubber sleeve. I'm only going to draw half of this profile, and again that's this axle cut in half, and I'm just drawing the profile of it, and then I'll put a construction line down the middle and then revolve that, and it will make the axle. So this is the same process. The drawing's a little bit harder, but again I'm just gonna kind of draw this the way that I see it, and then I'll go back and dimension it so it'll be exactly right, and then I'll revolve it. And I do have to make a cut also to create this hole, and I'll show you how to do that also. So let's start a new part again in Inventor, and we'll start a 2D sketch on our XY plane. And again I'm just gonna start drawing the top half of this, what's in blue, and not really worry so much about whether I'm getting the measurements right now. I'm just I'm gonna start at this corner and just work my way all the way around. So let's just start with a line, and I'll start at the origin and go up. And again, don't pay attention to my measurements. You just kind of draw it yourself also. I'm going to keep that open so this goes over, and then it goes down a little bit, and then it goes this line that I'm getting ready to draw is not straight. It actually goes up slightly at an angle, so we're going to draw that, and then it goes up from there. This next one is straight, so we want to make sure it's 90 degrees. That one looked off, so I'm going to escape out of that and delete that particular line there and start again there. I guess it's because that last one wasn't straight. I'll tell you what I may do is I may make that one straight and then come back and get it to what it's supposed to be. So let's just go ahead and make that line straight. We'll go back and fix that here in a minute. It goes over, then over again, and down. I have to go back and look at my drawing, and then it goes over and down again. So escape. Over here. So starting there, it's going over and then down a little bit, and then over just a little bit, and then down again a little bit more. And then over. That one looks like it's a little bit further over than the one on the top there. It goes down and over and up and over and up. See if it goes as far over as the other one. Nope, it doesn't go very far. Over here and up and then over. I think that's our basic shape. Now this line right here, the one that I had to escape out of, this line right here, I'm going to delete that now. And I'm going to make this line also a little bit shorter, so I'm going to go back in there and make this line a little bit shorter. and then I'll connect those two, so that'll be at an angle. So kind of had to do that one last because it wasn't wanting to make all these other lines straight. So sometimes you just got to play around with it so that you can get it to be the way you want it to be. Okay, now I'm going to use my dimensioning tool. And again, when you're doing this, you want to do your overall dimension. So I'm going to start with my overall width here and get that dimensioned on there. So that's 0.88. So we're from this outside line to this line is 0.88. And again, so you can notice how it retained the shape, but it changed the overall dimensions of that. Okay, now let's just start adding all these widths in there. So the next one's 0.05 from this line to this line is 0.05, and then this one here is 0.07, and then we've got 0.19, so there to there is 0.19. Notice it's starting to move everything. And I've got 0.25 from here to here is 0.25. And then I've got 0.05 here. So from here to here, 0.05. And then this 0.01 right here is from, it's really the height. It's how much of an angle there is in there. So what we're going to do is basically tell it from this point here to this point here. That's the one we need there. So this point to this point. It's not wanting to let me tell it that. Let's try to dimension that again. There. There we go. If I drag out to the side, it's going to let me do that. It's 0.01 is what I want that to be. Okay, so I've got all these widths in there, and then this one height. No, I've got one more width to do right here, 0.33. So from here to here is 0.33. There to there. 0.33. Okay, so now all my widths are done. Now I'm going to start doing my heights, but notice my heights are to a construction line, and they're giving me the height all the way through it, so I'm going to have to divide all of these by 2. So first thing I need to do is make a construction line, and the construction line goes right through the bottom of this. So we'll make a line that is right through the bottom of that line, and then I'll hit escape, and I'll right click on that line. So I'm just going to right click on this line and make sure I tell it that it's a construction line. So there's construction line. So it won't be part of our drawing. We're just going to tell it it's a construction line. Okay, now I'm ready to start doing my height. So again, I'll start with my overall height. So we're going to start from the top here to the construction line. Well, from the top to the bottom is 0.40. So that means I need to do from the top to the construction line is half of that. So I'm just going to divide that by 2. So from the top here to the construction line is 0.40 divided by 2. So that's 0.20. Then I'm going to do my next one, which is from this point to the construction line will be 0.30 divided by 2. So we're talking about from here to the construction line, 0.30 divided by 2. And then the 0.25 is from this corner to the construction line, And again, that's divided by 2. Look at that again. That is from this one to the construction line. So we're from here to the construction line, 0.25 divided by 2. And then we've got from this corner to the construction line is 0.19 divided by 2. So from this corner to the construction line. So here to here, 0.19 divided by 2. Okay. Now on the other side, this one is a little bit different. Instead of 0.30, it's actually 0.29. So from this corner up here to the construction line is 0.29 divided by 2. So up here to the construction line, 0.29 divided by 2. And then from the bottom of that line to the construction line is 0.25 divided by 2. So that's at the bottom here to the construction line, 0.25 divided by 2. And then we need the bottom here to the construction line, 0.19 divided by 2. And that one's already done for us. And we probably need to tell it that this one needs to be 0. That way that one is exactly the right height there. So that made that a little bit bigger there. Looks like everything's looking good. So now we're ready to revolve this. So we can click Finish Sketch, and we'll click Revolve. And notice again it's already selected that. The axis is going to be the construction line, and it's pretty neat. You wouldn't think that that would be the shape it's making, but if you notice this profile, if you think about it just getting turned all the way around, then that is the shape it's going to make. So it's a full revolution, and then I'll hit OK, and there's our axle. So the only thing we have left to do is to create these 2 cuts in this, and I'm going to do this first of all. I'm going to turn on, I really need it to be created on this, on a plane that's like that, not a plane that's running up and down, but really a plane that's running horizontally. So I'm going to turn on my XY plane. So I'm going to right click on it and turn the visibility on. And I really would like that plane to be further up, so it's kind of on top of my axle. So I'm going to choose offset from plane, and I'm going to offset it from this plane, and it's going to ask me how many inches, and I really only want to offset it like 0.2 inches. I don't really need it to be offset that much. Actually, that looks like that was maybe too far. So I'm going to right click on it and go ahead and hit escape first. And then I can right click on the plane that I just made and edit my dimension. I'll see if 0.1 will work. I definitely want it to be above, but I don't want it to be too far above. So I can turn my XZ plane off now, the one that I used to make the other plane, and I'll go ahead and make a sketch on the plane that I just created. And I want to make a hole, and our hole is 0.2 long by 0.04. So I'm going to draw a rectangle that's 0.2 long by 0.04 wide. So I'll do rectangle, and I want it to be on this line, so I'll choose that line, and I need that to be 0.2 by 0.04, and then hit OK. And now I'll click Finish Sketch. Now notice that is quite a bit above my axle, but I'm going to extrude this, and instead of it, I want it to extrude the other way, so I'll change the direction, but I don't want it to be a solid like that. I actually want it to cut. So I'm going to choose, that's a solid there. I'm going to choose cut and hit OK. And you notice it made a cut all the way through on both sides. So I'm going to turn off this work plane now, so I'll right click on it, turn the visibility off so that you can see that, and then it's made a cut all the way through. Okay, so that's our axle. So again, save that in your Geometry of Design folder as axle on your Z drive, and then you'll submit that along with your other things under 5.5a.